Hello and welcome to this episode of Caribbean House Talk. And Caribbean House Talk, of course, we always bring you issues from funny to curious and even tearfully serious. And today's Caribbean House Talk, we have quite a nice lineup for you. Some very informative information, some very spicy topics from our spicy dish. And so we hope you'll stick around and enjoy this episode with us. And Caribbean House Talk, we always try to bring issues that people are discussing that are of concern to people. And sometimes it's fun, it's funny. Sometimes it's something that, kind of leave you pondering a little bit. And sometimes it's something that's really, serious. So later on, after we do our spicy dish, later in the program, we will have the help team section, which is usually something a little bit more serious. And it might be something that you're facing, or a neighbor is facing, or a cousin is facing. So that's a more serious area. And we're also going to have some fashion for you and some cooking. So we have quite a day planned for you with this episode of Caribbean House Talk. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
As usual, you look radiant. All right.
Thank you.
So on today's Caribbean House Talk, I'm going to pick out the first topic out of our spicy dish. And, normally how this works, folks, is we discuss different topics, democratically. And we make a list of them, and then I get to snip and decide which ingredients go into what spicy dish show. So we all have some say into what these topics are, but I get to pick the actual ones that are in the spicy dish. And to make it even more interesting, I usually have people pick out in a way that you don't know which one is coming first. So it brings a little bit of, intrigue to the whole pot, a spicy mixture, if you will. And so if you have topics or things you want us to discuss on Caribbean House Talk, we would welcome your items, your suggestions, your show ideas be sent to us at qxtv1@gmail.com. And you can see it on your screen below, qxtv1@gmail.com. All right, so let's roll with our spicy dish.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me do the Caroline thing. Okay. All right. Is it ever a good idea to be friendly with an ex and to use him for a booty call? So you have an ex, and maybe he's good in the boudoir, and you're in between relationships, and you say, maybe, some exes you're more friendly with some than others, depending on how the relationship ended. There are guys or girls that, they're just not your flavor, or your cup of tea, or they're just not your type, Right. And so you break up, but it was in the most jovial way, not jovial, but in the most pleasant way, just, it's not going to work, but I think you're a nice person. So, but sometimes they might be, a good, artiste in the boudoir. And so do you ever think it's okay to be friends with an ex to the point where you're using them for a booty call?
No.
No? This says the married woman. Happy married woman.
When it's over, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you have what you had before is what you had before.
I didn't say to get back with the guy or the girl.
I know. You're
Booty
not
call.
getting back. But booty call is a gateway to getting back somewhere. And you ain't getting back nowhere. So the booty call is over. Done? No. Never. No. That's it. Let it go. It's someone else's booty call, not yours anymore. Let it go. Let it go.
What about your Mafi? Is it ever a good idea? Is it ever a good idea to be friendly enough with an ex where you use them for a booty call?
If that's the type of relationship that you had with him
Or her?
or her, then I would say it doesn't. If that's the way you guys started, just as a booty call, and and you didn't see him for a couple of months, and then you want to have a booty call again, it's fine. But if it's someone that you had a serious relationship with, no. because then you have other expectations of the relationship. But if you had just had a booty call and you found him hot, and he's very good in that department, and you
Or
need
she.
it, or she, no, but I'm talking about me.
Right,
Yes.
okay. But I'm saying, we're saying
Yes,
this could be either male or female.
Of course, it can be, but it might, and yes, but you have to make sure that you don't have any other expectations, because if you do, it's gonna cause a lot of headaches and problems. And you're gonna be stuck with that person, and you're not gonna be able to move on to a relationship where you may find the sex, the love, everything that you need.
So in other words, if you are in between relationship and there was someone where it was always more about that,
Correct.
and you decide to, okay, I'm going to hook up with you in that way, but I'm not necessarily going to. I'm going to make sure, not necessarily, but I'm going to make sure that there's no misunderstanding, that we just have needs, we're just meeting those needs. Then it would be one thing. But if it's somebody who was really into you, you once had aspirations for something serious, then that could be tricky. That's what you're saying?
That's what
Okay.
I'm saying.
So I'll leave my take for last. So what say you, Miss Mitchell Davis?
I don't know. I don't go through that, but
Well,
my,
of course
I
you don't.
I don't know. I think it could be tricky. I think anytime you involve sex into a relationship, it can get serious. Somebody is going to get emotional and want some kind of attachment. So I don't really believe so much in that whole the booty call.
The booty
I
call.
understand that people though have needs. And you want to call somebody up, fulfill your needs. I just say, if you did do it, I wouldn't do it often, because an emotional attachment will develop.
Well, this is what I say. If I want just a booty call, I'll go and buy me a booty call.
No, you won't. No,
It's
you
not the
won't.
same.
I'm not saying it's the same, but then the emotions are not involved. I don't think I would do that. I think because especially if the person was crazy about you, and especially let's say you're the one who wanted to make a call to it, an end to it. Now you're going back and then again emotions get attached. And even though we say in the earlier show we mentioned that women usually get attached more when they start doing that, when they start having sex with a man, there are men who also get attached too. And so I wouldn't want to hurt that person because now they're thinking maybe she's having second thoughts. Maybe her other relationships didn't work out for her that well, and she's giving things a second thought. So I say, to be on the safe side, I wouldn't put people down if they're doing it. Some people it works for them. For me, that wouldn't work. I would simply go purchase one.
I'm just saying.
I'm just being honest. There are no
I don't
emotions.
think you would.
That's a whole new
There's
show.
no emotions attached, and I'm not hurting anybody's feeling. I'm not sending mixed signals, and that's it. I'll go purchase.
You understand that? I don't think you would do that.
I've never done it. I'll be totally honest with you. I'm not into toys. I'm not putting ladies. I'm not putting you down if you are. Okay. I think there's a place and time for them, and everybody have their own taste. So me personally, I've never had toys. I never got into a place in my life where I felt there was a need for it. But if I was so inclined to think there's a need for it, I'm not opposed to it. You know what I mean? And I think I would pick that option over the other option.
I agree.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. She didn't give us the.
I know.
Oh, should I put it back?
Yeah, put it back.
Put it back.
Booty.
Okay.
Let's see. Have you ever been a friend jumper, or have someone friend jumped you?
Okay. Let me explain.
that.
Let me explain.
Yes.
Have you ever been in a friendship? Let's say you and a Malfi are friends. I then come into the mixture later on, right?
Yes.
And all of a sudden, I'm monopolizing all of Amalfi's time. Everything that they're supposed to do, you guys normally would do. I am jumping in there and monopolizing Amalfi's time. That's what I call a friend jumper. Okay? Have you ever friend jumped? I have never.
Is this?
I have never friend jumped.
Have you experienced?
But I have had
Been
people.
jumped?
I have had people friend jump me. No, but there are people. The first time I saw that was on one of the house talk, and somebody was saying, man, two people were friends, and while one was out of town, they had introduced these two people friends. They one introduced somebody, the other one to another person, and while they're out of town, this person went over and started like really fitting into the friend's space. And I almost passed out laughing. She's like, you're a friend jumper. But it does happen though. Sometimes some people are not good in three-way friendships without monopolizing and kind of overpowering the other person. Yeah. So if they come into a friendship where two people have an existing friendship, they have to monopolize at least one of the people's time and space. So that the other person then start to feel like, okay, that was my friend. I introduced you, and now what's going on here? Have you ever been friend jumped, or have you ever friend jumped?
I've never had the experience either way.
Mm-hmm.
No one ever jumped me. I've never jumped anyone. I mean, isn't that what we're talking about?
Very abusive.
Isn't that what we're talking about?
I mean, he meant no one has ever friend jumped her, and she has never friend jumped
me. I've never friend jumped anyone. But I've heard about it. I've heard about it, but not in that sense. The way I've heard about it is that someone is like stealing a friend.
Mm-hmm. That's the same thing.
Yeah,
friend.
But that's what you call friend jump. But
yeah, like I'm friends with you. I introduced you to Caroline, and I was telling Caroline is stealing you away from me.
I've never had that happen to me. I've never done it. I'm a very people person. I love people. Don't get me wrong. I love people. I love to be friends with people. But I love my space as well. And I really don't put myself out there in a position where I would allow someone to come into my space when they feel like. I mean, I have to let you come in. You don't just walk in. That's just. I mean, I'm very personal and private in a sense. In as much as I love people, I'm guarded. I keep my. Not that I don't want
privacy.
I kind of like that. In as much as I'm a public figure out there sewing and designing and meeting people every day, all day, I cut off. On Sundays, today is my day. No one call me, no one come to my house. I have no appointments on a Sunday. I have nobody calling my phone on a Sunday. If you call, you wouldn't get me. I would not answer because my phone is off. I turn it off.
Okay, so that's another subject. So let's get back to the friend jumping. So
when you leave, for me now, when you leave yourself open, that your friends think they can call you anytime, anywhere, any day. That means that you leave yourself open.
But that's another topic, though.
And then
that's another topic. Okay.
No, what I'm saying, it comes back to the friend jumping thing. Because if you're not out there for them to come in, they wouldn't come in. No, but so it's kind of like you're cutting it off, but at the same time, you're out there. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's my take on that. When I go in and I meet an existing friendship, I could become friends with you too. If you two are friends, I could become friends with you. But I don't like I've known Caroline for years now, right? But she had friends prior to meeting me. That goes back a long way. And when we hang out, I am always careful not to get in their space, meaning like I'm taking all her time. You know what I mean? And I think she's one person that I think balances that well. Like she have a lot of friends that are way before me. And we all go out at her brother's barbecue or when, they have something and things like that. And I don't feel a sense of, I don't have to compete for her attention, and I don't feel like she, allow that kind of stuff to creep in so much. But I've seen people where if they get into a friendship, if there's a friendship and they get into that existing friendship, they have got to try to pull one from the other, or push too much. I don't do that. If you're friends together, and I was introduced later into the friendship, even if you two have a beef, you come to me, I'm going to be like, I think you guys need to work that out. I mean, just talk to her, whatever. But some people they'll needle it and they'll put that wedge there. So I have never friend jumped, but I have been friend jumped.
You have. And how did that?
And you want to know the truth? It's not serious enough. I'm going to lose sleep over it. But
and what happened that you think that you were friend jumped? What?
Well, when you're friends with someone and then someone comes into the friendship and that person just monopolizes all of your friends' time where you barely can get a space in, And if I will give you an example. I remember this one person. If I just happen to have a conversation, because they'll develop the friendship with that person as well. If I say something, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a chance to tell the other friend. That person would run to tell them fast so that they'll say, oh, Trish told me this first.
Mm-hmm.
And so it always, well, you told her, why didn't you tell me first? How come she's telling me? So, yeah, in that sense, you feel friend jump. Is it the kind of thing where you're going to be upset and you're going to lose sleep? No, it's not that serious. But, you know, friend jumping could be a little annoying.
So, in that case, now, what do you do when that happened to you?
Well, there's not much you can do because part of it will have to do with the other person to know how far to let that person intrude into that friendship to the point where they're putting a wedge there. If it's just they're doing it but it's not causing a wedge, then it's fine. There's nothing
Well,
serious.
don't you think if you have a close friend and another person tries to get in, or let's say your friend is person A and person B friends A, right?
Mm-hmm.
But A is your friend. So my thing is, if you think that other person is trying to intruding, you have to have enough faith in your friend that they're not going to let anything destroy your relationship. Like if it were me and you, you'd have to have enough faith and trust in me to know that nothing would interfere with our relationship, right?
Well,
That's
that
true.
is true.
Yeah,
that
that's
is true.
true.
That is true. But you see, that wouldn't be an issue in that case. Well, there won't be an issue once it's being controlled, where it's not where you're not allowing that person to jump into the relationship where it causes a wedge, right? You could have the faith, but then you could see where the other person is just overpowering or and I don't want to say annoying, but just overpowering a little bit into the friendship, intruding into the friendship, that it's starting to like not crack, but it's starting to put a little wedge. Like you're not seeing your friend as much because everything has to be, they got to do this with this person, but then all of a sudden they don't have time to do it with you.
So then back up.
Then you just back up.
I back up.
Mm-hmm.
In such a way that you will know that I back up.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't be that easy anymore for that to happen again to me, because then my guard is up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Friends are no
Sometimes you
friends.
can misinterpret
Sometimes
that.
you could misinterpret that,
And
yes,
you're
but
thinking
then
that,
let me tell you
and
something.
instead of coming to your friend to talk to the person about it, there's like they misinterpret the whole situation, and so then that person goes and jumps somewhere else.
That's
So
okay.
here it
though.
Like your friend now backs off and jumps somewhere else, like as if you were to jump over to Amalfi.
But then that's okay though. That's a personal preference right there.
But
Because
here's
that's
the
what that other friend chooses to do. And it's okay. Because I would think it's okay. Because then this friendship is kind of like going south. Which in a way.
No, but sometimes it's not. Like, okay, Amalfi, this one is laughing, but Amalfi and I are very good friends, and Caroline and I are extremely good friends. Like we have a long history. So there ain't nobody going to try to get into a friendship in a way that's going to run into the ditch. Let's say that. But you could have a friend jumper that put some nicks in there. You get what I'm saying?
But are you referring to jealousy? What is it?
No. Just you. Okay, you have. I think you have like a birthday club, right? And you have your friend.
Yes.
You don't have to call her name, but you have a very, very good friend.
Yes.
Let's say all of a sudden you guys, you introduce her to somebody, and all of a sudden that person is trying to jump in there and just take over her time, calling her every minute. Oh, let's go here, let's go there. You're going to, not that that's going to ruin your friendship, but you're going to say to yourself, I just really should respect friendships. When you're introduced into it afterwards, you could be friends with both people, but never do it in a way where it is intrusive, or it's aimed at kind of like, I want to show that you're more friends with me.
So
Let me
it
show
is
you're more friends with
obvious
me
that
than
the
you.
other person, the new friend, is monopolizing her time.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think
then-
that's part of this
and then,
conversation.
So what happens
And
is that you're missing. So let's say Caroline goes with another person. Now you're missing the time.
Don't say go with another person, because that's a topic for another show. People will
Well,
get
you
idea.
know what
But I know
I'm
what you
saying.
mean.
Yes.
Like she's friends with another.
She goes with
They're just
A.
friends.
She goes with the
No,
new
there's
friend.
me and her A and B, and let's say you're C, and we introduce you, and all of a sudden you're monopolizing her whole time with my whole time, and she barely can get a word in. Every minute you're calling me, and all of a sudden.
Oh, I'm making plans for everything that
Well,
she
then
used
I think
to do.
in that case it would be your job to come and talk to me. and say how you feel about the whole situation, so that I can put your mind at ease.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I have one more thing I have to say. I have a very good friend. We grew up together. I know her all my life, and we are best friends. We both claim best friends. I mean, we're best friends. We grew up together all the time, and she have other friends from her job,
Of course.
and she knows who her friend is. She know, regardless of whoever her friends are, she know that I'm her friend. And
Right.
when she has something to talk about, she would call me. If she has something on her mind, she would call me. If anyone need to reach me, they would call her because they know that she knows where I am. And she would call me to find out if I want to talk to this person.
Because your friends are entitled to their
Because she
friendships.
knows,
Other
right, they're
friendships.
entitled
Yeah.
to their own friendships on the side, but at the end of the day, we know that how close we are, and she respects that, and I respect that too. And I have another friend that we don't talk for years, and when I go back home, it's like we never apart. We just click back up and just meet, and the friendship goes on. Then I come back here, and we away again for a couple of years, and then I go back, and the same thing happens. So friends are special people. They don't just happen by. And if you have a friend that you say that that's my friend, and something can come between that, then I don't think that the real friendship was ever there. That's just how I feel.
That's true.
Yes, you're right.
I'm Trish.
I'm a mountain.
I'm Irma,
And I'm Caroline.
And we are the Caribbean House Talk. Okay, so let's get the next topic.
Let's see what we have. Will you take care of a mother, father-in-law in their old age?
Would you take care of a mother-in-law or father-in-law in their old age? I definitely will, but I think there are some conditions. If you're married to someone who's an only child, or you're married to someone who has only sons, let's say, might have 2 sons, 3 sons, and there are no daughters, and this is the mother, let's say. I would take care of my mother-in-law in a case like that because she doesn't have daughters, and let's be honest, my husband would not be able to take care of her in a personal way, as being a woman, as I would, being we're both females, and I want to clean her, take care of her, and so forth. But if my mother-in-law has daughters, unless they are not physically able to do so, they should be taking care of their mother. I have a mother, and there's no daughter-in-law that's going to take care of my mama. You could be nice to her and come visit her and do whatever. You will not take care of my mother. I'm going to be taking care of my mother. And so I would expect if my husband have sisters, that they're going to take care of her, their mother. If he have sisters who are capable of taking care of their mother, I expect them to do that. If he doesn't have sisters or he's an only child, I think I would consider it my responsibility to take care of her.
Okay, but what if your husband has sisters, but he feels he should take care of his mother and father? It shouldn't matter whether they're sisters. I mean, if your husband says, this is what I want to do, he feels that close, he feels impelled to take care of his parents, then you would do it, right?
If he feel that he need to take care of his parents, and he can take care of his parents, he don't have a right to push that on me. If he has a sister or sisters, you get what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I think I measure this the way I measure it. Like, my mother have daughters. There is no way my brothers should be taking my mother to their house and have their wife taking care of her when she's got daughters.
Well, what if your husband says, you got sisters, why you have to do it? Let them do it. I don't want to do it. Then what?
Isn't that a little different though?
No.
Why?
Why should it be different?
Okay, so if I get to the point where my mother is older and I bring her to my house because I'm the daughter and this is my mother, it's not my father who then, there are the male kids who could care for him just as much as what have you. If my mother comes to my house, I'm a daughter. if the same, I would expect that if my husband have sisters, they should be taking care of their mother. If he does not have sisters or sisters who are capable of taking care of their mom, or he's an only child, or he's the only boys, I would definitely take care of my mother-in-law.
But your husband just said you have sisters. Why does your mother have to come into our home? Let your sisters take care of her. Then what?
I mean, I'm not looking at if this one do it versus that one do it. I'm looking at it from an opposite sex type thing. That a male cannot clean a mother. I would not be comfortable probably. Even mom wouldn't probably want that. You know, cleaning your mom and so when she's bedridden. So in a case like that, it would need for, in my opinion, a lady, his wife or his sisters. And I'm clearly saying, if you have sisters, they need to be taking care of their mother. But if you don't have sisters, or you're an only child, then yes, I would gladly take care of my mother-in-law.
If my, if my husband says he wants his parent, mother, father to, live with us, I don't care whether he has sisters or not. If he says it, and I know my husband. Mm-hmm. If he says it, this is what he wants, then he will. I took care of my mother. I took care of my father. He wasn't living with us, but my mother lived with us. Mm-hmm. And it really wasn't a question of asking him. My husband, I knew those are my parents. I'm going to do what I have to do. Mm-hmm. Okay? I know it affects him out of respect. I try to ask him. But if he had said no, I wouldn't care less because they're my mom and dad. I'm going to do what I have to do. Mm-hmm. The same way if I had to take care of my brother, I would do so, and my husband would have to understand. Or if I had to take care of my sister, no, that's just the way I am. I don't know.
Yeah, I would do it. I've done it. Mm-hmm. My husband is an only son. He has a sister, but she wasn't around. She wasn't home, and my mother-in-law was here with us. My mother-in-law gave up her time, which she didn't have to do, to come here and take care of my children while they were babies.
But now
and I think that's my way of saying thank you to her. When she needed me, I was right there. Regardless to what have to happen, I didn't care. I did it. Mm-hmm. And when you're doing something like that, it makes your husband comfortable and happy, and he can go ahead and live, a decent life, even though he know that his mom is not well, knowing that I'm there helping him, taking care of her. When she's taken care of and he's happy, I'm happy, everything is all right. Everything is okay.
You're saying that you took care of your mother-in-law.
I did, for a short period of time while she was with us, not feeling well, and she needed me, and I was there. I helped her to the best I can help her until she had to go back home. And because she wanted to go back home because she knew she wasn't going to do well. She wanted to go back home for her final days to be with her daughter, and that's what happened. She went back home and everything. But I did take care of her.
I think a lot of it has to do also with the relationship you have with them.
Yeah.
Let's say you have a mother that hates your guts. You might not feel like doing it. Because they're probably just going to sabotage you even getting that close to them. But I think it sounds like you had a very good relationship with your mother-in-law, and I know you have a very good relationship with your mother-in-law. So in cases like that, I think at that point the person becomes more like your parent.
Yes.
It's like that's your mom. That's your mom. Yeah. So it's a little different. My second marriage, I didn't have any in-laws, any mother or father-in-law. The first one I did for earlier on in the marriage, and she passed away like when I just had my first child. And we had a pretty good relationship. My father-in-law, not that well in the end. In the beginning we did, and then in the end it wasn't that good. And but I'll tell you the truth. I think if it came to the point where he didn't have anybody at all to take care of him, I wouldn't watch him go to nursing home. I would have still taken care of him. Yeah. You know what I mean?
In my situation, I will probably sit down with my husband, and depending on the time that we have, then I will commit to taking care. Because if I don't have the time or the finances to take care of that person, it's going to become a burden, and then it's going to interfere with the relationship. Right. We really have to be cautious. Are we going to do also? We can have a time frame. We can say, I will take care of your mother for 6 months, and then she can go to another person. But I would just not say right away yes, to try to be nice or to help the other person, because we have to take care of ourselves first.
You know, that's the thing. Sometimes too, it depends on people having that dialogue. And let's say you have other children. Like I always say, if I lived in St. Vincent where my mom is, I would break up the time between my sisters. 2 nights, I spend 2 nights with her. 2 nights, this one will come. And there was not all the stresses on one person.
Yes.
So
it
there are always ways you can work that out. But it's kind of hard if you love someone and they have a parent that is in need of someone to take care of them, for you to just ignore that. And
Which you're not ignoring.
Yeah.
You're not ignoring because you're helping them.
Yeah.
But we think that we have to do 100%, and we don't.
Yeah.
It could be divided between all of the people, and everybody will have time to rest and to serve that person, because they do deserve it, because they help us at one time. But it doesn't have to be 100%.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's true.
All right. Well, when we come, we're going to take a break. I'm Trish.
I'm a mountain.
I'm Irma,
And I'm Caroline.
And we are the Caribbean House Talk. All right, so ladies, let's do a little reflection. We're at the end of this season
Yes.
1. And what's your thoughts?
It was good. I mean, I probably was the most reluctant out of the bunch, but I have to say it was very nice. The topics were very interesting. We had a chance to see how we think, each other thinks, on different things. So it was very helpful. A lot of help tips that Amalfi gave were great. Things that I'm experiencing right now, all of us, that we can utilize in our everyday life. Irma has some really nice designs.
And ideas,
Especially,
yeah.
I love her earrings and her necklaces. The jewelry are my favorite, and headbands. As a natural person, I wear my hair natural. I do like to put a lot of different things in it to kind of have like a
Give it a little pop.
a different look. So I love the sessions that we had.
What about you, Irma?
Well, I really, really enjoyed everything from the beginning until today, even though I have a little upset today, but that didn't really stop me from
Yeah, you
being
still
here.
came out, even
I
though.
still
Yeah,
came
sure.
out, and I had some fun. I am a little bit more relaxed toward the end because I know my kids are there with my husband, and he's not feeling well today.
So we're going to try to let you out of here so you
He's
can go back and
gonna
do it
be
then.
all right. But I really did enjoy this, and I've made 3 great friends, and I
that's
really
great.
appreciate them all, and I'm enjoying being with them, and I'm looking forward to season 2.
All right. I think the nice thing is that now that we became good friends, we're able to agree to disagree.
Yes.
We don't agree on everything, but we don't let that, ruin
That
anything.
doesn't
What about
come
you,
between
Malcolm?
us, no.
I just want to say thank you for making me part of this. It was, at the end, I got a little bit sidetracked, and I'm still are. But I think that's when when you want to do something, when you put in your time, and then at the end you realize, oh, okay, is this for me or not? And also, I would like for this show to help people out there. That was my main thing. And I think we have accomplished that.
Okay.
And thank you for guiding us.
Yeah, well, I try. As you guys know in the beginning, I didn't want to be a direct part of the show. I wanted to just be the producer and and be the person in the back to come up with the ideas, set everything up, make sure everything is running right. But Matthew, I think it was you who said, we need for you to shepherd us because this was your idea, and we think we need somebody like you who could keep us on track. I don't know if I did that, but I tried. And it wasn't an easy thing because we have families, we have full-time jobs, homes to take care of, and I have to give you ladies a lot of credit. People may find this hard to believe. You guys are not here because you're getting paid. This is like a group effort that we came together, and we decided to put this show together so that we can then take it to another level. But to get it started, we had to just get together and just do it. And I mean, I was really shocked that it went as smoothly as it did. You know, in the beginning, you know, of course you're a little nervous, and we're still trying to figure things out and get into a comfortable place. But I think we did a very good job. We're not television personalities. This is all new to us, and so I think I have to commend you guys. You guys did a very, very good job. Everybody, you did a wonderful job. I appreciate you guys. I want you guys to know that. And we would have, you know, an even more spectacular season in season 2, and we hope to see this show take off like a rocket. So thank you for being part of Caribbean House Talk.
To our audience, what would you say? To our audience, like, what do we say about what we have to look forward to?
Well, you have to.
Yeah, so let's tell them directly.
Okay.
Let's look at them and tell them.
So we are hoping that we are able. That you're going to join us as our family members. You're going to visit with us each time we do this. That you're going to learn something. That you're going to help us to. You're going to teach us some things by your suggestions and your letters that you write. We're hoping that what you're seeing coming at the screen would be 4 ladies that are just like you in our lives, and that hopefully we can bring things to you that help to empower you and help to uplift you in some way, and then you could teach us some stuff that would help to empower us. So we look forward to having a very, wonderful, vibrant relationship with our audience. You're very important to us. Your opinion mean a lot to us, so we look forward to working with you and to get your opinions on a various amount of issues, and we look forward to seeing you in season 2. I'm Trish.
I'm a mountain.
I'm Irma,
And I'm Caroline.
And we are the Caribbean House Talk. So we're going to move right now to a fashion segment, and Miss Irma Weiss have for us some fashion design. You have some hair adornments here. And so you want to talk to us a little bit about this?
Yes. I created these headpieces along with one of my students that I was mentoring for the FIT program last year. I had a fashion show in 2015 called Avant Garden. And it was a garden theme with flowers and different types of garden things. And I created these along with her. She was like one of the main person with this. But the ideas came from me. I bought everything and I told her what I want, and we were making them together. This piece is white hydrangeas.
Hydrangeas, okay. Hydrangeas.
Hydrangeas, let's call it, yeah.
Hydrangea.
Hydrangea, as the West Indian people say, but hydrangeas in America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And these are, I don't know what these flowers are. I just love colors and I buy the color that I like, but I don't know what the flowers are.
So it could be any
What
kind
I
of flowers.
did, I hot glue them on a headband. And if you know, I'm going to put one on quickly. And this is how you wear it. And that's what it looks like. How do I look against myself? But basically, that's what it is. And these things are very trendy among the younger folks, the younger people, teenagers and up. Even people in their 30s wear these. I've seen a couple of ladies in their 30s that like these things. And these are this is a sunflower with a burlap leaf. And some bead along the line here, and a little bling in the middle here, in the center of
So
the
even the
sunflower.
edge here has some bling, right?
Yeah,
Along here.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Have some-
And you just glue it onto the headband, and that's it, pretty much. Here I have some more headband. Oh, this is just some
leaves.
Leaves that I put. I had this one extra, didn't have any flowers to put on it, and I had the headband left over, so we just put some leaves on it and created this.
Wow.
Here I have a couple headbands again that I just buy some trim and attach it to the headband, all with hot glue, and this is what it looks like. Right
The
there.
Mappy has
This
one
is what
on.
it looks like.
And yeah, and there's another one that I did. Actually, these 3 were done for the prom. It was 4 of these that was done for the prom. These are extras that I have leftovers. And I had a couple kids that came in for their prom to have their prom dresses made. And I made some of these that would match the dresses just in case they want to have something for their hair. They don't have to go out looking for it. So I sold 3 and I have 2 remaining. And this was one. I put some on, the little piece that left over from the headband because I only bought 1 yard. And I stick it onto one of these combs and you can actually stick it in your hair.
Let's
and
see the
have
other
them.
combs.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Let's see the
I
other
have a
combs.
couple more combs here with different beads on them, different pieces of stuff glued onto them, and this is what they all look like right here. Okay, and here I have head clips. The clips,
Wow.
you just glue the bead onto the top of the clip, and that's what you have. And this is one here, and these 2. We have 2 more.
Very
And that's
nice.
pretty much what
nice.
it is. Yeah.
And I noticed like our dear Caroline loved to always put a flower in her hair, which I think looks so cute.
Yeah.
So this would be a nice kind of thing.
Nice touch.
Alright. Very nice.
And these things, they are very common with the younger folks, the younger people, and they go well for Christmas gifts and birthday gifts and little gifts.
Yeah,
like
nice
that.
little gifts.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing how fashion always like loop back? Because
It
these are
comes right
things that
back.
when we
Yeah.
grew up, like our generation, you would have seen stuff like this. Then you
Yeah.
won't see them
You won't
much.
see them again at all.
And then now
they're coming
they're
right
coming
back.
right back. Yeah, that's really, really
Yes.
cute, really fashionable.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
We always have some good little items.
Cash.
And you know what we try to do here on Caribbean House Talk is to try to bring a little bit of everything. Discussion, a little bit of fun, fashion, a little bit of health and fitness, a little bit of, serious issues. And we just really try to bring a blending of things. So we're always grateful when Alma is willing to grace us with her little, jewelry or her clothing or her hats or what have you. So we're never bored.
Never
bored, I would say that. So let's take a break, and when we come back, we're going to go to a cooking segment where we're going to make you punch a cream, which is island drink. It's very similar to coquito, but it doesn't have the coconut milk, and it's very tasty with alcohol, of course. And if you're having a party or for Christmas, use it for Christmas and
Holiday
Thanksgiving,
drinks.
holiday type drinks. We'll make punch a cream. So we're going to come back from the break, and we're going to go into the punch a cream. I'm Trish.
I'm a mountain.
I'm Irma,
And I'm Caroline.
And we are the Caribbean House Talk. Welcome back to Caribbean House Talk and to our little cooking segment. Today, we're going to make something called punch a cream. Punch a cream, if you will, is a English-speaking Caribbean version of coquito. We don't put the coconut milk in it, but most of the other ingredients are the same. Okay? In this bowl, the concoction here is about 4 cups of 14-ounce condensed milk. Doesn't matter what brand. And then you have about 2 to 3 cups of evaporated milk. You put it in here, and you kind of mix it up. Then you have about 3 eggs that you beat. The eggs, a little bristly. Let's beat them. Add that to the mixture. Okay. Continue. Go ahead and continue to mix this. Yep.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of nutmeg. That's just my personal thing. Now, with us Caribbean folks, a lot of times we do eye and mouth measurement, meaning we'll look at something and just have an idea how much to put, which is not helpful when you're trying to make it. So that's why I'm trying to do something a little different here and try to give you. So that's about 4 cups of condensed milk, about 2 to 3 cups of evaporated milk, a little dash of nutmeg or something to your taste. I'm going to take that rum we spoke about in the earlier show called Sunset Strong Rum. It's 84 point something, 84.5 percent alcohol. Very strong. You know, this is the thing that even the men can't drink this. So this is about a little over a cup. I would say maybe about a cup and a half. I also love my Bacardi, and that's more popular because you could get your Bacardi any place. So you don't have to go to St. Vincent. This one is special to St. Vincent. Okay? So we pour some Bacardi and we just mix it. That's a lot of liquor. And to make it go a little bit,
Go ahead, whisk.
let's whisk it up a little bit. Okay. You know, I have no shame to my game when it comes to my drinks. If I want to drink something mild, I'll drink a glass of wine. If I want to drink something that have some liquor, I want to taste my liquor. So I, tend to want to put a good bit of liquor in the punch of cream or rum punch. Okay. And so you keep stirring that. You gotta keep stirring that a little bit more because
Okay.
it's gonna leave a little slimy stuff. So you kind of, you know what you kind of do? You kind of beat it.
Okay.
And I help mix it up.
Do you ever put it in a blender?
That would be helpful too.
Okay, so you can use a blender.
You could use a blender, yeah. But me, I just like to whisk it, but I sometimes like to do everything the hard way. So that's about 4 cups of condensed milk, about 2 to 3 cups of evaporated milk, a little dash of nutmeg, about 3 eggs, and about a cup and a half of, you could say about 2 cups of rum, depending on the strength of the rum, or to your taste, okay? Some people would just stick with the Bacardi. Some people would like my Island Sunset rum, or any variation of rum. It depends on how strong you like it. So once we do that, I would then get 2 glasses here. And my dear Caroline, we are going to sample. And I know you're not driving, right? When you get out of the studio today, you're going.
That's good for right now.
Okay, so that's good for right now.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. I am going to. Okay, now. I like to think I could hold my liquor. My kids differ. But whether or not I could hold my liquor.
Punch
But
cream.
it's a Caribbean house stock.
Yes, Caribbean house stock.
Now with most of these types of drinks, the rum punch and the punch of cream, you let it sit
Cold.
overnight, and it takes all the different spices like the nutmeg or whatever you put in it, and it tastes so much better the next day. So here's to Caribbean house talk and our punch of cream, straight from the Caribbean. Now, if you have other ideas or recipes or issues for the show, you can feel free to email us at qxtv1@gmail.com, and we'd be happy to, you put that idea on our show, or if we use your idea, we will send you a little surprise gift. So be sure to include your address. Thank you so much for joining us and Caribbean House Talk, and we're about to roll off of here with our punch of cream.
Holiday
Cheers.
drink.